All right, welcome hotheads. So, I had a little bit of a faux pas. I forgot to turn off the radio again, so I had to restart this. Luckily, we were only a minute into it. However, within that minute, I had already cut the pepper. Now, it only deflated a little bit. Here we go. A red Primotalii. I have already cut it. As you can see, it's very juicy. Also, I did remove most of the seeds because I want to try this one and enjoy the flavors, if there are any, without the bitterness. It's still going to be harder than hell. I want to enjoy one. So, that's what we're going to do today. Red Primotalii. Very thin-walled. Tasted just hot right off the bat. Mild amount of floral. Very low bitterness, but again, I removed the bitter section. Let's see. Heat is kind of everywhere at once. It's a very stinging heat. It reminds me of Deadpool. It is doing its best to attack the bottom of my mouth, which is super cool. It is all along the tongue. It is a little bit in my throat. So it burns as aggressively as a Reaper, to be honest. Because again, Primotalii stacks up really nice with them. Stacks up better, usually. But it burns as aggressively. It's a different kind. This is a more straightforward heat, where the other one is kind of an aggressive laying heat, like walking into a sauna versus walking directly close to a fire. This is more directly close to a fire. Whereas a Reaper is just a slow, latent sting everywhere. It's kind of a bitter sting, if I had to call it something. Making my heart beat a little fast. It's not really that. It's not killing me. My body's just reacting a little bit. Gonna keep that off my mouth. It's definitely deeper into the flesh of my tongue. It's like a deep muscle burn. It's a little bit in my throat. It's not as bad as some of the others. That's not the worst throat burn I've ever had. Whew. Every time I move my tongue, it's like a renewed heat. Like a sunburn when you move. But again, the Primotalii is a cross between a Primo and a Fatali. And to be honest with you, it's a great cross. It tastes fine. It's less destructive than a lot of these super hots. I think the regular, or the chocolate tastes better, like for sure. There's more to the flavor. Chocolate's also hotter, if I'm being honest. That was not a fun night after the 2 chocolates. The chocolate primos. And pretty soon, I'll need to do some death salsa. I'll pick my choices from the 13 peppers box. I've got another person who sent me a box, and I'll open that up, and we'll do a few out of that one, and then I'll make death salsa. I'll show you how to make death sambal, basically. What is sambal? Basically, it is a fermented pepper paste. You can do it fresh, but I prefer to ferment. Take your peppers, food process them, but beforehand, you have weighed them and gotten your weight in grams, and then you multiply that by 1.04, and that'll give you your 4%. Actually, sorry, by 0.04, not 1.04. That's if you wanted with. Either way, I'll get it for you. This is just less math. So times 0.04, that'll give you your weight in salt in grams you need to add. So food process them, add the salt in, food process again, it mixes the salt in, put it in an airtight, my throat got really phlegmy. Put it in an airtight container and burp it every day. And then another one, if you have space, which I don't think I will, but if I do have space, I'm gonna use a mason jar. If I do have space above the surface of the mix to the lid, I will put in a Ziploc filled with brine water at 4% solution. You do the same thing with just water. Use a bottle of water and put in how much salt to whatever it is in grams for 16.7 ounces. So do that, start filling the bag. If something happens and the bag leaks, it's still 0.04 brine solution. It's the same concentration. It'll just add a little bit of liquid, but that'll keep air out and you won't get mold, or at least extremely less likely chances. Every time I've used it, it's basically a weight. I've had none. So we'll go over that in a different video. Also, death salsa is fun because it doesn't matter what you use as long as it's everything you have and that you can spare. My mouth is burning while I'm talking. But it's one of my favorite things to do because then I'll take it to work. And I'm not an asshole who doesn't warn you. I will tell you it's super hot. I will tell you what's in it. They are super hot. I will tell you everything. You can smell it when I open it, tens of feet away. Guys, take it to work. Have fun. See who's a man and can take a full chip dip. My nose is running. Ugh. But it's a really fun thing to bust out at parties. And also, if you eat it regularly, it's good for your gut because it is a probiotic. And it keeps forever shelf stable. And you can add more to it. But it keeps your tolerance up because it's all your super hots together. It's delightful. And the flavor actually mutates really nicely. You get great flavors out of it. Floral almost seems to go away. And the bitterness, the salt balances it out. It's great. This is also a recipe for any salsa. If you want to do it with just jalapenos, it's the same thing. It's sambal. And you can add whatever you want. You can add garlic. And all this is processed at the same time. Just weigh everything at the same time and get your total weight in ingredients. Garlic, cilantro, a little bit of onion. You're basically making a salsa, but it's like not a fire salsa, but a kiln salsa or a furnace salsa for how hot it's going to be. In all this talking, it has broken its plateau. We are coming down. Heat's a little bit in my tummy, but that's not bad because I do have yogurt. I got some. I was kind of craving a little bit. I like it on the spoon. I started with the kefir. We might just add in some yogurt, see how that goes. We're going to see how it goes first. It's about right here in my throat, but it's not really bad. It's just like a minor burn. I've kept talking long enough that honestly it's fine. Ugh, I'm good. Oh, I did pick some Ahi Rico seeds, if y'all remember from that video. I've got these two phenos, which I do like. Kind of scorpion-y for the Ahi Rico. I like it. And then more elongated. So I'm going to keep seeds from these two. And I've already eaten the really tiny ones. But I've also got some like, ooh, man, those burps. I've got these. I'll snack on those. These are all Ahi Ricos as well. Delightful pepper. I'm actually really impressed with it. I've got a ton of blooms out there. Hopefully we get a ton of fruits before the season ends. We're in September, but I don't know. I think we're supposed to get a first frost in like November. Hopefully we get some more stuff. I would like to get some more super hot stuff. My 7-pot Congo's doing great. Defcon Griefers popping stuff out. The habaneros are going nuts. So any habaneros, grow those. Always grow habaneros. You'll always get a harvest, pretty much. You have to do real bad to not get a habanero harvest. But I think that pretty much finishes it for this. This pepper was really, really good. It's definitely not as vicious as the chocolate Primotalii. I will say that the chocolate Primotalii also has more flavor. So of the two, I would probably go with that one, the chocolate. Red is good for heat and like a standard Chinense flavor profile. Chocolate Primotalii, a lot more flavor out of it. You're just going to get more out of those chocolate pods than the reds to me. Reds are heaters though. So if that's your thing, if that's what you're going for sauces, for just what you like to throw in salsas, or like, I don't know, if you're super weird and like to do salads with them or garnish things and just put yourself through Satan's 5-course meal. Reds are beautiful. They will pop. They're stunning. You eat with your eyes and apparently burn with your mouth. So we'll like go with that. Go with your gut. Go with what you want to do with it. But I would say for flavor and heat, it's always chocolate pods. But experiment. Find what you like. Don't let me tell you anything other than what I'm feeling and what it seems to be. You go and try these. Not all at once, but try. There is no do. Only try.